Christian Hoff.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Aviation Innovation Summit, delivering a modernized national airspace system. My name is Christian Hoff, and I'm the Managing Director of the civilian business for Amazon Web Services. And on behalf of Amazon and our co-host, the Air Traffic Control Association, welcome to HQ2 and National Landing. How many folks is this the first time here in the Amazon building? All right, a good majority. Well, welcome to this beautiful space, and I look forward to talking with you all throughout the day. So why are we here today? This is really a pivotal moment for American aviation. The National Airspace System has served us so well for decades now, but it faces unprecedented demands. Aging infrastructure, more flights, new types of aircraft, and emerging technologies. And the need for modernization can't wait for another generation. The brand new Air Traffic Control System, or BNACS, represents a once-in-a-century opportunity to reimagine on how the world's most complex airspace system. But modernization can happen in isolation, and exactly why you all are in the room today. Collaboration between government, industry, and technology partners. In 1903, the Wright brothers changed the world in 12 seconds. And fast forward to today, the Department of Transportation has set an ambitious goal: deliver BNACS modernization in 3 years. Not 30 years, not 13 years, in 3. And that's why the summit and the collaboration today matters so much. So today you'll hear from FAA leadership, aviation experts who have scaled complex systems, innovators building the future of flight, and the future of the workforce that keeps our sky safe each and every day. We've designed this summit around honest conversations, not just about what's possible, but how we get it done, and we get it done fast. So real quick highlight of our agenda: we're going to explore operational excellence, learn from industry innovators, dive deep into technical and human factors in various breakout sessions, and look ahead on how the United States will lead the next aviation revolution. But before I get started, I want to introduce someone who's been instrumental in bringing this community together, a leader who understands that modernization requires partnership, advocacy, and a relentless focus on safety and the workforce. Please join me in welcoming Stephen Creamer, CEO of the Air Traffic Control Association.
Well, good morning, and welcome to ATCA's Aviation Innovation Summit. Really a pleasure to see you all here. First, I want to thank Amazon Web Services for hosting us today. We're grateful for their partnership and hospitality in this superb venue, although I do see that we have definitely filled it. ATCA's purpose is shaping aviation's future. It was true in 1956 at our formation, and now in our 70th anniversary year, it is more true than ever. We're honored to have Secretary Sean Duffy, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, and FAA Administrator Brian Bedford with us. Their leadership in launching the brand new air traffic control system has been extraordinary. We look forward to hearing from each of them about where we stand, where we're headed, and how each person in this room can contribute to this historic effort. As Secretary Duffy has said, working together, we're going to build on the incredible progress that we've already made. As a founding member of the Modern Skies Coalition, ATCA has been advocating for the success and full funding of the BNACS alongside many of you in this room. Those efforts continue in earnest as we make the case to Congress for the resources needed to see the BNACS through to its completion. Let's be direct about what's at stake. The National Airspace System is one of the most transformational achievements in the history of American transportation. It safely enables an aviation industry that powers our economy, connects our way of life. Yet much of the technology and many of the procedures underlying this system were developed decades ago. Today we have an opportunity, indeed an obligation, to undertake an unprecedented overhaul of those tools, those procedures, and ultimately the airspace itself. The men and women who operate and maintain this system each hour of every day are among the most skilled and dedicated professionals in government. They deserve modern tools that match their talent and their mission. And that is exactly where ATCA's members come in. Our members are the builders of the brand new air traffic control system. We built and helped maintain the existing system. We know its strengths and its limitations in ways no one else does. That institutional knowledge, combined with fresh capability from new partners, including operators who fly in the airspace, airframe and avionics manufacturers who connect to the system, airport operators, and now software and cloud service providers who will be serving ATC in new ways, as well as cybersecurity professionals who will complement and augment today's safety controls. They all offer us the resources to accelerate this transformation rather than simply manage it. Some established methods will change. Some assumptions will be retired. ATCA exists to make sure those transitions happen faster, smarter, and with the full support that the NAS workforce needs to succeed. We are not here to watch from the sidelines. We're here to be with you in the arena, facilitating solutions, bridging gaps, and driving the pace of change. Of course, ATCA is a membership-driven organization, and it's wonderful to see many of our members in this room today. To sustain this momentum, we need more of you with us as members and as partners. A stronger ATCA means a stronger voice for BNACs and more resources directed at the challenges that matter to all of you. Finally, I want to thank the team at ATCA and the team at AWS for their outstanding work in preparing this summit. ATCA is in the business of solutions, and today we've gathered you here to help us find them together. Thank you for being here. Let's get started.
Hey, thank you, Stephen. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to introduce our opening keynote speaker. Secretary Sean Duffy leads the U.S. Department of Transportation at one of the most consequential moments in aviation history. Under his leadership, the department is championing a modernization effort that will define how America moves in the air, on the ground, and into the future. Secretary Duffy understands that infrastructure isn't just about concrete and steel. It's about the systems, the technology, the people, and America moving safely and efficiently. His vision for aviation modernization recognizes both the urgency of the moment and the complexity of the challenge. He knows that BNACS isn't just a technology upgrade. It's a transformation that requires partnership, investment, and courage. Secretary Duffy, we're honored to have you here to kick off the summit and share your vision for the future of American aviation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome and joining me to the stage, U.S. Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy.
So first, I think I was lied to. I was told that you all are going to be in jeans and it's hoodies, and so I have my jeans on and you guys have suits. So that was not my fault. You guys all look really good. So forgive the jeans. It's great to be with all of you on a beautiful Thursday morning. And so just I want to start this off right. So I want to apologize. BNACS, the brand new air traffic control system. Usually we're more creative in government and we get better names. But the president said, we're not going to replace it, we're not going to rebuild it, we're going to build it brand new. So I kept saying, well, we're going to build a brand new air traffic control system. And we didn't think of a better name in the interim, and so here we are with BNAC. So I apologize for our name, but we'll have to, as we move forward, we'll get a better name for our movement. If I could, I just want to talk about maybe how we got here a year ago and where we're at today and where I think we're going to go in the coming years. So as just a little over a year ago, we had the horrible crash in the Potomac at DCA, military helicopter with an American Airlines regional jet. And again, it's a tragedy, horrible for the families and the ones we lost. But what that did is prompt us to start asking questions of the FAA of, kind of what systems do we have? How are our systems? How new are our systems? How do our systems work? And what happened was they're like, well, our radios are really old. And then it was like, well, but our radar is really old too. Our software, yeah, that's from the 90s, early 2000s. Telecom is copper. It's analog. So what happened is we realized that it wasn't just one thing or two things. It was everything was really old in the system. And I thought, because I was in Congress, I'm like, didn't we do NextGen? NextGen was going to rebuild this, our air traffic control system. We're going to be in the cloud, and we're going to re-envision how we do things in aviation. And the truth is, there was a lot of promises, and we spent a lot of money too, but there wasn't big delivery on NextGen. And so as we looked at the problem that we had, and just by the way, I think in government, and this is not the same in business, but in government, because you have a limited term, you're going to be there for 2 years, 4 years, at the most 8 years. You can see problems, but you don't necessarily have to address the big problem, because you can pass it off to the next guy. You're only going to be there for 2 or 4 or 6 years. You're not bought in long term. And so I think that was the mentality. This is really hard to do. How do we update, upgrade, build a brand new system and still keep planes in the air and keep Americans safe? It's really complicated, so we're not going to do it. And though we have been really safe, the safest in the world, as we look to the out years, I don't think we got 10, 15, 20 years, running this technology and maintain the same safety record. And so we committed that there was no problem that was too big for us to tackle and try to resolve. And so as we went through all the things we needed, by the way, the FAA team, who I love, they're wonderful. They said, we got to present a plan to the president because we're going to need money. Give me the plan. And they came back with, I think it was a $3 or $4 billion plan. I'm like, is this all of it? They're like, yeah, no, this is not all of it. This is like just part of it that we think we could do. I'm like, I want to do the whole thing. He wants a brand new air traffic control system in place. So they came back with a second plan, which I think got me to, $10 billion, and still probably a little more than half of what we had to do to get the job done. And the third, I'm like, listen, I'm not going to go present the president a half plan, quarter plan. We have to give him the full plan of what it's going to take to rebuild everything. And again, we have to. There's some projection in here of what it's going to cost. What do we have to do? And so we went to the president, and he signed off on it, $31.5 billion. And I'm going to kind of break down some of the money on what we're doing now and how we move forward. But a lot of that is also just bricks and mortar. Our towers, our TRACONs and our centers are so damn old. We're dating back to, I think, 1956 is the oldest one that's still operational. A lot in the 60s and 70s, you have leaky roofs that don't get repaired, where the tiles or the drop ceiling, what are those little drop ceiling things, whatever, they're all torn out. Right? We've got some that lean. The whole thing has to be redone. So I asked the Congress for $31.5 billion. The president was great. He leaned in, and we got the $12.5 billion in one big, beautiful bill. Which, by the way, if you think about that, the Congress, who just gave a lot of money to NextGen, and they gave almost 2 decades to it, and they didn't really have a great deliverable. There's not a lot of trust with the FAA and DOT, because they made promises, they got money, and they didn't deliver. And so we were then confronted of, this is going to be different, Congress. Trust us. Please give us the money, because we don't have a choice. We have to do this. And thank God they did. We got the 12.5. And the Congress was very specific with what we're going to do with the money. I wanted them to be a little looser with us. They thought they needed to tell us what to do. We gave good pushback, but in the end, we're grateful. We're grateful for what the Congress gave us. But so we have money for telecom. We're going to move from copper to fiber, analog to digital, which, by the way, is going to be the most complicated part of what we do. By the way, just even think back to Newark. We had 45-second outages in communication from the tower to airplanes. And then the scopes, they take 45 seconds to reboot, so the scopes didn't work for a minute and a half. That happened a couple times. I mean, everyone knows how to perform in those situations, but really not good. A great sign, and we have to reconfigure our telecom and rebuild our telecom. But surface radar, new radios, new radar, all were part of this $12.5 billion, as well as a couple of centers and consolidating our centers. And so as we had the money, we thought about, well, the FAA is great at safety. Listen, they're wonderful. They're the best in the world. But maybe the problem with NextGen and the problem we had going into this project was they might be great at safety, but they don't really build. They're not builders. They're not tech people like all of you. It's a different mindset. So if we want to be successful, we have to think differently about how we use the FAA, but we also have to bring in some expertise from the outside, people who have been successful, whether it's in tech or in aviation, and bring that advisory team in to help us out. And then, and this was the president's idea, and I agree with them, we wanted to get a project manager, someone to manage the project for us, because again, the FAA doesn't manage these kind of projects. So who can you get to manage for you this massive build? And so Peraton, we've hired at the end of the year. And I think this structure for doing things differently, and again, our contracts are such that we are going to pay based on performance, right? We have deliverables. I think the FAA in the past has had this mentality that, those of you who work with the FAA, maybe you love this, but we pay you, and oftentimes we don't get the best deliverables. And even if it's not great deliverable, we still pay. We actually need our partners, our contractors, to perform at a very high level because the American people expect that of us. And so that's the arrangement we have with Peraton, even with our radar contracts. We are doing our contracting different. And basically with Peraton, I don't know if Peraton's in the room, but it's based on performance, but there's two things. You can't, you got to do this project on time, and you can't break the NAS. Beyond that, go. And so we're off to a wonderful start. But that's at $12.5 billion. And I think with the American people, there's frustration. There's more cancellations. There's more delays. There's more people using the airspace, whether it's more aircraft are coming into the airspace, but we do have drones and eVTOLs, which, by the way, just for a side note, outside of AI, I'm not biased about this because I'm going to cede this to AI, but at DOT, it is the most innovative, cool, life-changing place in all of government. Again, drone deliveries, whether you're going to get your DoorDash or your Amazon or whatever delivery you're going to get by drone, pretty cool. eVTOLs, which will be piloted at the start, but eventually will probably be autonomous, again, changing the way people move, way more cost effectively, way quieter, and then autonomous vehicles as well are going to change the way people and products move as well. So what we do at DOT is, I think, going to have a profound impact on Americans' lives. And these are spaces that we haven't had real innovation in a very long time. And now we have all these innovators doing really cool things. And for us, I'm sorry I'm going down this rabbit hole, but I got to promote the department. It's our job to get the regulation right. We have to make sure that we are good partners, because I want the innovators to all be really safe. We have to protect the American people. But I also can't say safety, it means we lock down innovators. And safety is the reason why we don't progress our rules. Because if we do that to those who are innovating in these spaces, they're just going to go somewhere else. Like, we're going to lose them. And then that innovation is happening in a different country, and those jobs will be in a different country, and the technology sits in a different country. I want that technology in America. And that means we have to be good partners. I kind of call it Goldilocks. We can't be too fast. We can't be too slow. We have to get it just right. And sometimes we're a little fast, sometimes we're a little slow, but that is what we're trying to do at DOT, and it is incredibly innovative. But where are we going? What's next for us? Changing the way that people experience the airspace. And this is all what we're doing with the $12.5 billion. Again, new radar, surface awareness, new radios. We're getting rid of the paper strips and going to electronic strips. I mean, we're getting rid of floppy disks. All that's wonderful, but that doesn't bring efficiency to the airspace, right? It's more resilient. It's going to be safer, but it doesn't change the experience because we're not driving efficiency with telecom or with radar. So the next phase of this is going to be, how do we think through what does the technology, what does the software look like? What's the common automation platform that we deploy that's going to bring more efficiency for general aviation, for commercial aviation, for drones, for eVTOLs? What does that look like? And a couple problems here. One, I don't have the money for it. We do have money that we're kind of pulling out of the FAA's couch cushions that we're using to work on this. I do think the Congress is going to give us the money for this. But that's what's important to change the experience. And what we want from all of you is your expertise, your ideas. So what we do right now, you might be like, listen, I know you got all this really old stuff, but it's old. But with my technology, if you use what I have, you could actually drive efficiency before you update all of the hardware in the system, right? That would be helpful to us. And you guys are all tech people, so don't, like, this is my example. But I feel like we have a 2002 computer, and we're trying to take modern software and like put it in there, and they won't fit. Like, the computer's not big enough. Where we can't get the new stuff into the old system, so we have to build this updated system that'll take the software. But I think with new technology and cloud computing and where we're holding data, there are opportunities for us to not wait the 3 years to get the $12.5 billion spent and deployed, but to actually think through how could we bring efficiency today. And that's the ask for all of you. And this is all the best ideas, all the innovative ideas are coming from you, making sure you're sharing with us. And I guess I'll leave you with this. This is an American project. We have the best people we can find working with us, but I need the best companies, the best innovators thinking through our problems, and we'll share ad nauseum the problems that we have. How much time do you have? We'll share them with you. And then we need you to think about, like, this is what we can do to fix your problems. And if we do that together, we are going to have a much safer airspace, in a far more efficient airspace. And I think this is a big deliverable for the American people, because they deserve to have a safer, more efficient airspace with less delays and less cancellations, which, by the way, that means we're going to be able to have, more aircraft in the airspace, more people can fly with less delays. But I think this will be one of those, this is one of these projects where the American people will maybe have a little more faith in their government again. They might go, you know what, they promised me something and they actually delivered on it. We gave them the money and they actually gave me something in return. I think that's important, to have faith. At least when people promise you something, they should deliver on it. And this is a moment in time where it's a pay forward, right? So our people who came before us, they did a lot of great, cool, big, beautiful things, and whether it's buildings or infrastructure. They paid for that, they built that, and they passed it on to us. I think this is our opportunity to do something hard, and really big, and pay it forward, to pass it on to the next generation. We didn't pass on a crappy, antiquated, Cold War system. We actually passed on the best air traffic control system in the world to the next generation. And that's our focus. That's what we're working on. We are hell-bent on reaching our goal. We're well on our way. We're hitting our marks thus far. And again, I'd ask for your partnership. And by the way, a lot of you have already been so supportive of what we're doing, whether it's with the Congress or just publicly. We appreciate that. But as a team, as a big American, and you're a big American smart family, us working together, we're going to have, in a few years, a great story to tell about what this generation, these people all did together to change the future of aviation. Thank you all for having me. Enjoy the conference. God bless, and let's get it done.